My name is Lenny. I'm a registered professional engineer in the state of Rhode Island. I'm employed by DiPrete Engineering, where I'm a vice president. My company basically specializes in permitting land development projects throughout Rhode Island, which can be range from single-family homes to large corporate campuses. I'm here to speak in favor of this bill, and the main reason is time is money. Rhode Island is desperate to improve our economy. So what I want to do is kind of walk you through a couple examples of projects that we work on and the time it takes to get through the regulatory process with the towns. So in the land development project process is a master plan, preliminary plan, and final plan. Those are the main three steps. And they're incremental design steps for your project. So a master plan would be a concept, an architectural rendering, site plan rendering. Preliminary plan is where there's a lot of engineering, analysis, design done to support the project. And final is more of an administrative action where, excuse me, the planning staff will basically review the last set of plans, reports, documents to make sure everything's in order before the final decision gets recorded. Under the current statute, under the current state statute, when I submit a master plan, a town has 60 days to deem that submission complete, so that's 2 months. Once that application is deemed complete, the planning board has 120 days to put it on the agenda, have several meetings, and render a decision. So that totals 180 days. That same process exists for preliminary, where it's 60 days for certificate of completeness and then another 120 days for a decision. And then on the final, it's 25 days for a certificate of completeness, 45 days for a decision. So in total, that's 430 days that these projects sit with the town. That's a year and a quarter practically. Under what we're proposing, we reduced respectively the 60 days down to 25. It's time so that's for the certificate of completeness to 25. Time for the planning board to render a decision to 90. Those are both respective for preliminary and master. No suggested changes to final. To give you a perspective of the time and effort, I'm going to use a couple different projects. The first project I'm going to use, I think most people should be very well aware, we're the civil engineer for the new Citizens Bank campus, which is being built. The state identified that as an economically important job. We started on that project almost a year ago, last week, where we started with a concept plan. They're under construction now. We basically did all the engineering, so we're talking 400,000 square foot office building, 2,000 parking spaces, 2 miles of sewer, 2 miles of water, a 1 million gallon water tank, and all the drainage to support the athletic fields. So immense amount of design work that we managed to complete, and the design probably actually took 6 months. And then DM, as Dave said, reviewed the project. DM was great using their lean processes. We had our permits in very quick order. So if we can design a project that can get permitted in say 9 months, which that's where all the effort is. 430 days for the town to basically sit and review it to make sure it meets the state statute seems excessive. I'm going to use more of a normal project as an example. Let's say 100,000 square foot office building that goes to a master plan, preliminary, final stage. Normally it would take us probably 2 months to engineer that project, and it probably goes through a 3-month process with DEM. And again, that's where most of the effort is spent on these projects, in the engineering and permitting at DEM. So if I can design a site, complete site with engineering, thousands of hours, we would like to think that the towns can improve or reduce the amount of time it sits with them. 60 days for a town to basically look at a checklist and say, is everything that's required in this submission present? It's not looking at the submission saying it's right or wrong. Is everything present? So there's this, most towns have checklists of what's required to be submitted at a master, preliminary, and final stage. It would probably take them, very short time to say, plans yes, reports yes, fee yes, application yes. I actually talked to a couple of planners to ask them on normal projects, how long would it take them to issue a certificate of completeness on a normal project? And they basically said probably a week. Forget, take out vacations and if your holidays and sick, but once they sat down, someone said 4 hours. For me to sit down and look at a master plan submission, 4 hours. The other was, probably a week. So, so I'm here to speak in favor of, as I said earlier, of reducing this time frame, because most of the time that's needed for these projects really lies with the engineer and the DEM, where most of the technical data is disseminated and reviewed and approved. I think there's anything else I want to introduce. Well, I'll take questions at this time.
Okay, any questions? Is that in the bigger?
I just have a quick, it's more a question, not just to you, but to other people here. The only real, maybe other people signed up, opposition to this is going to come, I think, from the League of Cities and Towns. Mr. Schaefer, I expect maybe testify. Something there. And they're saying that, this is tough for the towns to adjust and so on, especially small towns. And I represent 2 small towns. So and I know that when you have a process in a small town and you do it a certain way, when you compress the time frame, it's a change for the people who work there. And I get all that. I think it might be helpful for you folks that support this if you can find data from other states that have similar processes. I don't know if you guys do work in Massachusetts or not. But
we do.
Yeah, because I suspect there's really no problem at all with this bill. But I also understand where some of the concerns may come from. If we can be shown, legislature can be shown data that shows other states do it quicker, and they don't really suffer any kind of real impact on the municipal employees, I think that would be very helpful to have.
Yeah, and that's, we do work in Massachusetts and Connecticut. One of the planners I spoke with who's worked in Rhode Island and in Connecticut. In Connecticut, the process is much faster. I can tell you Rhode Island, in Massachusetts, they have a similar process. They have a preliminary plan, which is equal to master plan, and then they have what they call definitive plan, excuse me, which is equal to preliminary. It's semantics in the names, but the steps are the same. Once I submit a preliminary plan, the board has to put it on the agenda of the next meeting.
I mean, I know it's faster, but I'm just saying it's helpful.
We can submit that. That's not a problem. I mean, the other thing for us that we've seen that's been really a unique opportunity, and I'll use this as an example. Quonset Point, I think everyone's familiar with their site readiness package. We were lucky enough to work with them on in 2010. And their whole model there was they were having a tough time attracting tenants because they didn't want to have to wait 2 years to go through an entitlement process. So what Quonset did is they basically went through a pre-permitting process with the state. We permitted about 35 parcels in 6 months with the cooperation of the state and Quonset and all the engineering. And the whole idea there was that if Quonset had an interested tenant, they didn't have to wait 2 years to permit the property. They could basically put a shovel in the ground in 90 days. So it became a much more competitive business park for the state. Many private landowners are in the same situation where they have a piece of property. It's very expensive for them to go through the permitting process, and they really can't sell that property until they go through this entitlement. And 2 years is a long time. So being able to reduce that time frame, and we're not talking a lot of time, we're talking going from 430 days down to 300 days. So I'm not saying we want to go from 430 to 100. I mean, 300 days is still a long time. But it helps support having pad-ready sites where there's a shortage of those in Rhode Island, get those on the market quicker. So, I mean, that's one of my other observations that I've had. Any other questions?
I was going to say that when you bring up Quonset, that it's such a different animal than most of the other smaller communities that we're dealing with, because Quonset, you're dealing with it. There are, to a certain extent, some of the abutters who are in the front part of it, but you're talking about a big parcel that's part of the neighbor, so that it's tough to balance that with, smaller communities like, Representative Newberry's talking about, or even my community, so I just wanted to make that different.
I understand. I mean, it is a different locale, but it's
they could do more about that and work on it, get those launch pads. I remember that when that was going through, and it has been a success. But when you're dealing with smaller communities, it is a little bit more of a concern. That's
right.
Okay. Again, are there any more questions? No. Hearing none, we're going to thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. We appreciate that testimony.